Oh my god, what a sleepy afternoon. Good afternoon, abnormals, and welcome back to the Ministry of Abnormality YouTube live broadcast. I'm your host, Abnormal, and today is a very sleepy May 24th of 2023. Welcome back to my show. In the chat room, I see my lovely Pew. Hello, Pew. I hope you're having a very a very good, albeit sleepy afternoon as well. Yeah. Hello, everybody. I don't really know how today's stream is gonna go because today is not the day that I normally stream. I normally stream on Tuesdays. Well, at least this year I've been streaming on Tuesdays. So I don't know what's gonna happen today. I don't know if I don't know. But here we are. Let's get this done. While I don't know, I'm actually gonna work on just something random while we're here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at that face. Look at that sexy face. Okay. So let's see if anybody enters the chat room later and wonders what it is that they're seeing. I'm curious about that. Is anybody gonna come in and go like, what are you doing? Okay, so what's next? Okay, Synapse keypad layout interface. I have that. Okay, let me just grab that while we're here on our own. Okay, wait, am I gonna... What do I say with letter A? I don't know what that means. At that part where I have here in my notes, letter A. I'm gonna have to mark that one. And, okay, let's start with this first version of my Synapse hotkeys. Oh, they're small. Okay, see there. Okay, so I have one here that I don't know what it is. I guess we'll just leave that and go with did my homework. Okay. Let's do this. See if we can get ahead on this. There we go. Let's go. Okay, so okay. Oh wow. It is a lazy afternoon. Will we survive? Night Cow, hello. How are you on this lazy afternoon? Ah, thank you. That's very, very flattering. Well, here I am. Here I am. You might be wondering what I'm working on. Oh, I haven't really had days off. It's just that once classes at the university are done, I have to go receive the students' finals, and that involves going to the university to receive the finals. A lot of times on schedules that I wouldn't normally be going. It happens every semester. Okay, so what would be a funny topic for homework? Oh, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so what I'm doing here, wait. It's just easier to explain if I show you, right? So, and we're gonna. Okay, so the situation here is. Okay, be ready, however, Night Cow, to like I'm probably gonna explain this like a million times this afternoon. So, but hey, first explanation of the afternoon. So the thing is, I recently recorded the video review for the keypad, right? So I recorded the video review for the keypad, and it's long. It's like 40 something minutes. And I was editing the video. And while I was editing the video, I made some notes of images to make for the video to kind of put in the background. So if you look at this image here, like this is more or less me in the video with a green screen, right? So I was making some images to put in the background of the video that pop up when I'm talking. And since the video is so long, I ended up with literally 8 pages of images to put in the video. And the idea is, I'll show you. You can see here. So this is basically, where I am in the video, and the images are like, just stuff like that. The keypad. They're just images that start showing up as I talk, right? This is my favorite. But yeah, just. And the images just kind of pop up as I talk. Okay, these are just logos. Oh, but this is my favorite. Hey, Simon. I am going to be doing several things today. One is I'm making doodles for a video that I'm hoping to put on YouTube next week, which is a review for this keypad. So I recorded a video for that review, and right now I'm making like the images that are going to show up in that video. And later this afternoon, I will either work on where is it? Later this afternoon, I will either work on this image or on this image. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing this afternoon. It is a super sleepy afternoon. A super lazy afternoon. Okay, so I already did my homework image. Okay, learning a new keyboard. Okay, let's make an image for learning a new keyboard. So, how are you guys? How's your Wednesday afternoon? What are you up to? Oh, it sounds like a good Wednesday. Feels like Tuesday, but you know. Okay. Doing some environment art sketch, then 3D, then back to Affinity. And so yeah, since the video review ended up being so long, there's a lot of doodles I have to make for this video. So, you know, I figure just little by little, you know, do a few every day, and eventually we'll have it done. Now, why am I drawing myself naked? I don't know. I honestly don't know why I elected that in this drawing I would be naked. I don't know. But such was the choice that we have made. We'll now live with it. I'm not that tan though, so that's there we go. That's more like it. So how were your weekends? Wow, we haven't seen each other since last week. How were your weekends? What did you do? What have you been up to? I have a movie review for you guys, but I'm gonna wait for more people to pop up in the chat room before I review Wakanda Forever. Okay. And we duplicate that, and there we go. Learning keyboard. Okay. There we go. Okay, what's next? Sending out applications, working and using drawing pad for some sculpting that turned out ugly, but gives me some practice. What are the applications for? Not possible. Okay, what am I gonna do with that one? Oh, wait, I know what. What would be... Okay, not possible. Let's see. In possible. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, an illustration to go with impossible. I'm thinking Morpheus. Yeah, I'm thinking Morpheus. Morpheus would be. But okay, who says impossible? Inconceivable comes to mind. Morpheus talks about believing. Ooh, I know what. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I've got it. Okay, let's do this. Anything 3D, cool. And but are you sending your portfolio to? Oh yeah, I see. Gaming. I was gonna ask if you were sending just the gaming, or if you were also going with other, 3D options. Okay, let's see. Okay, this drawing is like, no, I'll just make quick doodles for everything. And ooh, let's draw a scene from Star Wars. Okay. Okay, here we go. Give me a sec. Okay. And so Luke is right next to him. We'll give Luke a booty. Gotta give Luke that booty. And let's see. There we go, something like that. And And we'll give some color to Yoda, but not to Luke. Let's just give Yoda color, and that's it. And just to kind of push the idea home. Okay, maybe a little bit too. There we go. That works. And ask the impossible. Okay. Okay. So that's not possible. Okay, now a tangled keyboard layout. Let's do that. So yeah, normally this shouldn't take like several weeks to do, but then normally I wouldn't be doing a 45. Okay, no, that's not true. I can easily talk for 45 minutes. That's not that much of a problem. But editing long videos definitely is gonna take very long if I do this for every video, and each video is gonna be like an hour or something. So I suppose doing this with my videos is absolutely an incentive for me to be more concise. Okay. Hello, Mo. How are you this afternoon? How's your week been going? Oh, I'll show you in a sec. Give me a second. I'll show you what it is that I'm doing. So, no. So last week or last weekend, when was that? I don't remember. Last week or last week, I think it was last week. I recorded the YouTube video of my review of the keypad. But editing it, I did it on a green screen, right? And editing the video, I came up with the idea of making little doodles to go with the video, right? Like so as I'm talking, sometimes a doodle will show up in the background to illustrate my idea. Basically, that came up because I recorded the entire video, edited the entire video, but then I needed some support images, right? Like, an image of the keyboard, an image of the brand, those kind of images. So I sat down to watch the video and, took some sheets of paper and started making notes. Okay, I need an image of this. I need an image of that. And then I thought, oh, it would be nice to have a little doodle of something here and a little doodle of something there. Now, here's the thing. The video ended up lasting like 45 minutes. It's like a 45-minute review. And so these are 8 pages of images to make for the video. So that's basically taking forever to do. I was just mentioning to Nightcal that this definitely is a good incentive for me to keep my videos shorter. But yeah, basically it's just support images like the keyboard, the space bar. I love the space bar. When I talk about the Tartarus gamer, I mention a cat. I mentioned Paolo from Tokyo, which is where the video is from. This was the video where I first saw the keypad. This is the video where I saw the keypad. I talk about Final Fantasy. Chocobo Racing. Actually, that one could use some color. Let's put a little bit of color into this one just because I can. And I'm here right now. I'm just gonna put a little bit of color into this Chocobo. Because why not? Okay. Anna is moving to Iceland for a couple of months to work there, and I've been helping her with stuff. Today she's at the airport. I've been talking with her all day to make sure she's okay. Well, that's awesome. Iceland is, a nice change of scenery, and if it's just for a few months, it's like, yeah, go enjoy Iceland, and then you go back home. That sounds nice. I suppose she's going to be working at a museum. So yeah, there's a Chocobo. Here's a productivity video. Here's a gadget. Here's the Nostromo. Gadget review. The way the keys feel. Amazon price. Every day I use the keypad. Simple keypad, the tour box, Adam Duff, the Azeron, Tartarus V2 with the different parts. The Nostromo is only blue. The Azeron is like very high tech. Oh, this is actually your keypad. I'm saying that I didn't get your keypad because it only had keys. This is an unboxing video. This is a part where I had to remove the green screen. Oh, this is where I mentioned that I'm sad that video games don't come with booklets anymore. That I missed that. This is where I say something is just a box. Here I show the interface of the Synapse. The Razer logo. Razer logo bloated. Hot singles in your area. Synapse keypad. RGB lighting. Old gamers. Razer logo. Corsair logo. Asus. Then I mentioned that I don't know if it's pronounced Asus or Asus. So that's my favorite. That is my favorite image so far. Let's add a little bit of color to it. Why not? We're here. Yes, I think this is the best one. so far. Asus. The Synapse logo, the IQ logo, the Armory logo. Then I say that I would like one app to handle all of them. Then, hello, Santiago. Then I say that, you know, you can't just get one app to run all of them. Then I talk about neon lights. Then I show my keyboard layout. Then I say that I did my homework. Then I talk about learning a new keyboard. Then I talk about the impossible. Then I talk about a tangled keyboard layout, and that's where I'm at. So I'm not going to do this all afternoon. I'm just going to do this about until 4. And then I'll work on one of my other images. Because this, like, you know, it makes me chuckle to be doing this, but it gets tiresome. So, you know, I'm just doing it little by little. Okay. So yeah, I have like 8 pages of this, and I'm at page 4. I'm at the end of page 4. So I still have another 4 pages of this to go. So this is like halfway through. How was the weekend? I have a movie review, Mao. We have a movie review. This weekend, we saw... Okay, so... we wanted to watch Ant-Man Quantumania when it came out, but we didn't go to the theater to watch it. And I knew that if I wanted to watch Quantumania, I would have to that if I wanted to watch Quantumania, I would pretty much have to watch Wakanda Forever, because, well, up to now, which by the way is not true, right? You don't need to watch Wakanda Forever to watch Quantumania. As a matter of fact, you don't need to watch Wakanda Forever, period. Actually, I'll take that one step further. Nobody needs to watch Wakanda Forever for no reason whatsoever. But I figured, to this point, I have watched every single Marvel movie, right? I have not missed a single one. Now, in my mind, the TV series do not count, right? So streaming series and stuff like that, they don't count in my mind. Okay, so before anybody's wondering, like, did you watch She-Hulk, or did you watch I don't know, WandaVision, or Loki, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier and stuff like that? No, and I'm not gonna. No, I'm a busy man. And I do busy things. You were wondering, seeing all these images, do I have any active webtoon comics? No. I used to do webcomics, but that was a long time ago. I don't do webcomics anymore. But actually, these images are kind of in the style... A little bit more, like the webcomic I used to do was, you know, a little bit more elaborate, but these images are kind of in the style when I used to do webcomics. But I don't do it anymore. I abandoned that path. I wonder sometimes if I had continued doing webcomics, where I would be. But I guess we'll never know. But no, right now I don't have any webcomics. So for the sake of completion, I didn't want to watch. Okay. I thought you were like, I thought like you hadn't seen it before or something like that. I see what you mean. No. I don't have any webcomics online right now, nor do I have the old webcomic available for reading. The reason I don't have the old webcomic available for reading is because the old webcomic definitely would not go well nowadays. There's a lot of jokes in there that I don't think. Okay, not a lot of jokes, but I think that there's a lot of. Okay, no, there are a lot of jokes in that webcomic that I think would get me in trouble nowadays. The whole trying to get a date, Carlos being a pervert, stuff like that. Those kind of things are just jokes you can't make today. So yeah, the webcomic just I don't have it online. Okay, so back to the movie review. So anyway, I didn't want to watch Quantumania, which I genuinely wanted to watch, without having watched Wakanda Forever, which goes before it. I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 without watching Wakanda Forever or Quantumania, but I figure since Guardians of the Galaxy is like its own separate thing, it wouldn't be a big deal if I just watched that. But anyway, I wanted to watch Wakanda Forever before I watched Quantumania. Now, right from the get-go, I firmly believe that Black Panther, the first one, is extremely overrated. Right? Like, I do not understand why people talk about the first Black Panther movie like it is some sort of cinematic like it's great cinema or stuff like that. I personally think that the first Black Panther movie is extremely mediocre. Honestly, one of the lower tier Marvel movies in my opinion. But people like to admire that movie a lot. I think we all know why. And let's just leave that at that, right? So anyway. Oh yeah, the effects on that movie are just not good at all. So we sit down to watch Wakanda Forever. And okay. So, Wakanda Forever. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh, okay, you know what? Let's start with this. Anybody that wants to watch Wakanda Forever, okay, first of all, you shouldn't. It's not very good. It's actually in my opinion, it's very bad. And I'll just say this. I think it is one of the worst I think it's one of the worst Marvel movies. Seriously, like no exaggeration. I think it is one of the worst Marvel movies I've ever seen. And that's saying something because like we've got Doctor Strange 2, which is just so bad. Captain Marvel, which is just kind of boring. Which other one is like seriously bad? Oh yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was really bad, and those kind of hurt me a little bit because wait, that's keyboard 1 and that's keyboard 2. Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder kind of hurt me because I really love Thor Ragnarok. But Love and Thunder was so bad. So okay. So what I was going to say is spoilers for Wakanda Forever. Spoilers for Wakanda Forever, but honestly, you shouldn't care. Because this is like I'm really not spoiling a good movie. Okay? So, now how can I say this with tact and how can I say that? Okay. So, as you all know, the actor for Black Panther he died. So the movie starts with his funeral. They make this whole thing in the movie that, like, the character in the movie, T'Challa, he got sick and died. Which I thought was, oh, okay, that's interesting. It makes no sense. I get it. The guy died and like the actor died and they did like a heartfelt kind of tribute to him at the beginning of the movie, but within the universe of the movie it makes no sense. The Black Panther is not supposed to just get sick and die, right? Of just common human illnesses and stuff like that. That's not supposed to happen. So it's like, okay, I get the tribute, and yes, it is very sad, but at the same time, it makes no sense that the Black Panther just kind of got sick and died. But anyway, the guy was dead, so they did that, and okay, I thought it was okay. It's a nice middle ground solution for the whole thing. Up to that point, it is whatever. Like, okay, yeah, I get you did what you gotta do. On with the movie. Okay. So right then and there, they have like you all know that they have Shuri, Black Panther's annoying sister, is gonna be the new they say in the movie that the flower would have saved him. But the thing is, in the first movie, they make it clear that he doesn't need to constantly be taking the flower, right? One of the things I hate in the first movie, and I do hate the first movie quite a bit, not as much as the second, but is the idea that the Black Panther just takes this flower, becomes Black Panther, takes another flower, stops being Black Panther, and then takes another flower and Black Panther again. And there's a bunch of these flowers, and I'm just thinking, really? Like, I mean, this seems like this doesn't really seem like a good way to become a superhero. That's like saying that if you eat the McRib, you get superpowers. Yes, the McRib is difficult to find, but if you try hard enough, you can get a McRib. Then there's the idea like, okay, wait. So, Wakanda is the most technologically advanced nation on Earth. And you're telling me that in centuries of technological development and advancement, at no point did you guys try to figure out a way to preserve these plants? Like, I don't know, get some seeds or something. Like we have succulents in the balcony. And if one of those succulents die, we have little leaves off the succulent of which we can plant other succulents. Because that's how plants work. Not all of them with the leaves. Some have seeds. Some have whatever. You're telling me that this plant, throughout centuries of technological development, you guys did not try and figure out a way to preserve these plants so that one asshole in the first movie just walks all over your garden and suddenly your nation no longer has the Black Panther? That's really stupid. Not to mention how stupid it is that the most advanced nation on Earth, well, first of all, still has a monarchy, which, yes, I realize that there's some nations on Earth that at this moment still have monarchy, and I guess I am saying that I think it's dumb for the nations that still have it. But not only do they still have a monarchy, but the most powerful nation on Earth, upon coronation, some dude that, by the way, you all know is bad news. His name is Killmonger. Like, he might as well just name himself Dr. Evil at that point. Arrives and says, I'm the cousin, I challenge the king. He beats the king up and now he's the king and everybody is just okay with this shit? It's like, how did you guys survive? Like how did this nation survive all this time being run this way? But anyway, the most technologically advanced nation on Earth did not think of a way to preserve a flower that was essential to their supremacy. And so now here they are, Black Panther dies, there's no new flowers, and the person that's going to inherit the mantle of Black Panther is Black Panther's annoying, tiny, dangerously skinny, and I'm not body shaming, I'm just saying, Shuri, just lift a weight once. I don't know, like, you know, just once. I get, like, I totally buy into the idea that Shuri has dedicated her life to science. That I buy. The fact that Shuri is a warrior, I do not buy. So anyway, she doesn't want to be the new Black Panther because she's mourning. That, okay, I get. Problem number two, let's not count the problems. I'll lose count very, very soon. So, Queen Mother, I forget her name, so we're just gonna call her Queen Mother, because I think YouTube might have a problem if I call her, which I really, what I really want to call her, which is Queen something with B. Because, holy crap, look, here's the thing. I'm all for strong female characters. I'm all for it. And hey, Angela Bassett, first of all, beautiful woman. By the way, I heard a reviewer saying that she should have been Black Panther, and I agree. Because that woman shows up on screen, and she's got, like, these super ripped, like, massive arms. And, like, these toned, ripped shoulders, and the woman is 65. Hats off to Angela Bassett. Holy crap. I hope I look that good when I'm 65. She could have been Black. Like, if they had told me, like, yeah, she's going to be Black Panther, and it was a movie about the Queen, age 65, being Black Panther and kicking ass, I would have been all in for that movie. That movie would have been awesome. That would have been great. like, no lie. When Shooty, tiny, skinny as a spaghetti Shooty, puts on the Black Panther suit, she looks ridiculous because she's tiny and her head looks massive. But if Queen Mother was Black Panther, that woman is big, ripped, toned, and 65. Holy crap, that is the way we should all aspire to look when we're 65. Hats off to Angela Bassett. Good for you. Anyway, my point was, I'm all for strong female characters. I love him. Samus Aran is one of my favorite characters of all time. And I agree that Zelda would be much more interesting if Zelda was the actual character that we're playing with and not Link. But whatever. That's another discussion. But why do all the strong female characters have to be the most unlikable people that have ever walked the earth? Because that's the problem with the Queen Mother. Or Queen Bee. Let's continue with Queen Bee. B as in bee. Holy crap. She is like the most unlikable person you can imagine. It's amazing. It's like, wow. How does everybody not hate you? And I think everybody secretly does. So the movie starts off with her going to, like, I don't know, a council of other nations, and they're basically telling her, like, hey, last movie you guys promised you would help us and you would share your resources with us, and you haven't done it. So what up with that? And she is like super rude to everybody in that council. Now, admittedly, the people in the council had sent like these secret undercover agents or whatever, spies or whatever, to steal vibranium from her. But still, you promised you would share your resources. I saw the last movie. That's the promise that T'Challa made. That's the promise that Wakanda made. So now you don't want to honor that promise. It is not weird for the other nations to be angry at you. Like, that isn't weird. So anyway, whole thing is the United States has developed a vibranium detector, and they're using it in the Atlantic Ocean to find vibranium. Now, the vibranium detector was developed by Riri Williams. And if you know who Riri Williams is, well, I'm sorry. But if you don't know who Riri Williams is, I'm double sorry, because I will now explain it to you, and you will now have to know this. So, in the Marvel Universe, this college kid named Riri Williams steals Iron Man's suit and makes her own. And she is basically the new Iron Man. Her name is Ironheart. And she is a genius like Tony Stark, but geniuser? Yeah, like she's just Tony Stark, but better in every way. And she's young. And so Riri Williams is some college kid that developed the vibranium detector. And so the United States agency of whatever is using it in the Atlantic Ocean, and they detect vibranium. and suddenly a bunch of blue fish people show up. Which, by the way, the movie does not seem to be able to decide what color these blue fish people are. Because, first of all, at a certain part in the movie, I swear, and Pew will back me up on this, I swear, at one part in the movie, they're like showing them, and from scene to scene, they change color. Like one scene, they're blue, then another scene, they're brown, then they're blue again, and I swear that in some scenes, you can see their makeup coming off. Like, there's some scenes where they just have, like patches of brown skin under the blue skin. It's just inconsistent at best. So, anyway, these fish people show up, and they destroy the machine. And then we're back in Wakanda, where Queen Bee takes Shuri, and she's like, hey, Shuri, we gotta go do, like, a ritual. It's been a year since T'Challa died, so we gotta go do a ritual where we, like, finish our mourning period, because it's been a year. So they go and they light a fire next to the river, and they talk for a little bit. Shuri basically says, I'm not ready to, like, finish my mourning, because apparently the mourning is finished by burning the guy's clothes. Like you finish your mourning by burning the person who died. You burn their clothes. So basically in Wakanda, they mourn their dead the way some people mourn their exes. So yeah, they're basically, well, I guess technically T'Challa is an ex, ex alive, I guess. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna burn his clothes, and Shuri's like, oh no, I'm not ready. And suddenly out of the water comes out Namor. And you're thinking, wait, do you mean Namor? No. Namor. Because you see, in the comics, the Mariner, also known as Namor, is the son of an Atlantean and a human, if I'm not mistaken. But for the movie, of course, they made him Latino. Why? Because we Latinos, we get all the leftovers. Nobody gives a fuck about the Mariner, so they made him Latino. And nobody still gives a fuck about the Mariner. So now he's not Namor, now he's Namor. And it gets worse, but I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, Namor shows up, and it's like, you look like nothing. Like you, yeah. So now he's not Atlantean. Now he's Maja. Now he's Maja. Now he's ancient Maja, or Mayan, as you would say in English, I suppose. And he shows up, and he's like, hey, look, I'm from an ancient civilization under the sea. We are just as powerful as Wakanda, and we have vibranium too. I know, what a coincidence. Where have we been this entire time, where the Earth has been threatened like dozens of times, and Thanos, and by the way, isn't it weird that nobody in the Marvel universe is mentioning this huge fucking celestial that popped out of the ocean, about to rip the planet in half, and by the way, is still there, because I'm pretty sure they didn't get a demolition crew and took that apart. So there's still a huge planet-sized hand and head coming out of the ocean that nobody seems to like mention in the Marvel universe. By the way, if you don't know about what I'm talking about, quick recap. In the movie The Eternals, which by the way, don't watch it, you're not missing anything. At the end of the movie, the big bad is a celestial, which is a being which is actually bigger than the planet itself, and the planet is like its egg. And so it's hatching out of the planet, and his hand and his head come out of the ocean. And imagine the size of this thing if the planet is its egg, and the Eternals manage to stop it. And so at the end of the Eternals, the hand and the head are still out of the ocean. Actually, I'm gonna conjure up the image, because this thing is so big The Eternals. Celestial. Okay, so here. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is amazing. This is so good. I mean, bad, but good. See, this is, oh, it's too big. Okay. This is our planet at the end of the Eternals. Like no, like this is the planet at the end of the Eternals. And the Eternals was like 4 or 5 movies ago. And like nobody seems to care. Like, it's not like, I mean, if he went back into the planet, they didn't say. Like, at the end of the movie, this is the planet. This is what the planet looks like at the end of the Eternals. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to mention this. Like, oh. So, again, Namor shows up and is like, yeah, we're like an ancient civilization of super powerful people that live under the ocean, and he claims to be more powerful than Wakanda. But yeah, why haven't we shown up until now? I don't know. I mean, we just didn't feel like it, I guess. And he tells them, okay, look, so the Americans made a machine to detect vibranium, and we destroyed that machine, but we need you to kill the scientist that did it. So if you don't, we're gonna have a problem. And by the way, at no moment does Namor seem to understand the idea of, okay, the Americans probably know where this machine was when you destroyed it. So it's like, cat's out of the bag, dude. Like, killing the scientist that made it is not going to solve the problem. They know where this thing was destroyed. Like, they know where it was. Second, that's kind of not how these things work. It's not like the scientist develops it secretly and nobody else knows what's going on. Like, no, if the agency had this machine, they pretty much know how it works. So, yeah, that's... Oh, but okay, we're going with, if we kill the scientist that made the machine, the problem is solved. So, why is he asking Wakanda? Now, that is a good question, Mal. Unfortunately, I think the answer is because movie. Maybe it's because I don't even know what they're called. Are they called the Tutulcanes? Whatever. No, wait. Tutulcanes is Namor. Talocan? Whatever their nation is called. I think they just don't work very well on land. So they asked the Wakanda people, who are land people, to kill the scientists for them. I don't know. They never really explain why. So anyway, in Wakanda, there's like the general of the Wakanda Secret Service or something. Her name is Okoye. She's one of the bald women. And she gets sent to the U.S. And at that point, Shuri's like, oh, okay, I want to go. Which, by the way, I forgot to say this. They've been telling Shuri, like, hey, Shuri, so you're Black Panther now, so what up with that? And Shuri is like, yeah, I could. I'm not lying, by the way. Shuri has the blueprint to 3D print the flower that makes you into Black Panther. I wish I was exaggerating. This is This is a thing in the movie. Shuri can 3D print the flower that makes you into Black Panther, but she chooses not to because she doesn't want to be Black Panther, because she no longer believes, because she thinks that science, and I'm not even kidding, there's a conversation and she basically says, no, I'm into science, I'm not going to do the Black Panther thing because science. So anyway, Okoye is sent to the US and Shuri's like, no, wait, I want to go. And so Queen Bee shows up and she's like, no, Shuri, you can't go. And Shuri is, I want to go. And so Okoye goes to Queen Bee and says, hey, if you don't let her go, she's gonna do it anyway, so might as well just send her with me. And so they do. Okoye and Shuri go to the US and they pick up Riri Williams. Now, throughout the entire movie, there's this whole thing with Bilbo Baggins, that is like the American agent that's kind of like their contact in the first movie as well and stuff like that. But you can remove the guy from the movie and nothing happens. So I'm just going to remove him from my review of the movie. So yeah, so he's there. He's in the movie, but he's irrelevant. So whatever. So anyway, they pick up Riri Williams and go to her garage. And in her garage is where she developed the Iron Man suit, which is just a prototype and kind of doesn't really work very well yet. And she's like, yeah, I made the vibranium detector. And they're like, well, bitch, you gotta go with us back to Wakanda. And she's in. She's like, yeah, I would love to go back to Wakanda. Wakanda sounds awesome. I want to go. Are you guys recruiting me? And at that moment, the Americans arrive, and there's this huge chase where Shuri goes out in a motorcycle, Okoye goes out in a car, and Riri puts on her Iron Heart suit and flies away. And so there's this chase scene, which is actually kind of boring. And at the end, they're like at this bridge, and they're being chased by a drone, which Riri knocks down, and the drone falls on all the American agents, and I'm pretty sure they died. But, whatever. And so as they're on the bridge, Riri, Shuri, and Okoye, fish people jump onto the bridge and they start fighting. And Okoye, of course, being Wakanda woman, she kicks all their asses. And she kills them all with her spear. And here's something, okay, this is very, very important. Because at that moment, she kills them all with her spear, and they all get back up like nothing happened. And the idea of the fish people apparently being, okay, let's call them ocean people, because they're not really fish people. They're just people from the ocean that are blue. So let's call them ocean people. The ocean people at that moment seem to be invulnerable to Okoye's vibranium spear. And this never gets mentioned again. Like, they are apparently invulnerable in this scene, and we never deal with this issue again. Like, at no moment ever again is the idea that ocean people are invulnerable, that idea is not revisited. So Okoye kills them all. They all get back up, kick Okoye's ass, and capture Shuri and Riri Williams and take them to their underwater kingdom. Okoye manages, well, they just leave Okoye. She gets rescued by Wakanda, or goes back to Wakanda, I don't even remember. And there, Queen Bee is like, okay, you have failed me for the last time, you're fired. And she's like, hey, I killed all of them and they got back up. They're basically immortal I can fix this. And you're like, no, bitch, you're fired. You're fired. And so that's it. That's okay. Okoye is fired now. She's a civilian now. Goodbye, Okoye. Okay. In the meantime, Shuri and Riri get sent down to the Ocean Kingdom, where Namor shows back up. And he's like, okay, Shuri, you're gonna come with me. I'm gonna talk with you and tell you all about my origins. And Riri, well, I guess you just stay there and wait. So they do. And she takes her with him. And so he explains, and okay, here comes the stupidest part in the movie. But this will only work if you speak Spanish, okay? But I'm gonna teach you the Spanish you need to know to understand this. So, in Spanish, love is amor. And no is no. Okay? Let's review what we've learned. No is no. Amor is love. Wait, I did that backwards. Okay. No is no. Love is amor. So, no love is no amor. Got that? Got that? Good. Okay. Again, class, no love, no amor. No amor. Okay, great. Continuing. So, Namor explains to Shuri his origin. That he was a little boy back when the Mayans were conquered by the Spanish. Now, my history is a little rusty, but were the Mayans actually conquered by the Spanish? I thought the Mayans had already ended when the Spanish got there and the Spanish dealt with the Aztecs. Or is it the other way around? Is it that the Spanish dealt... No, wait. Okay, I don't know. I don't care, really. That's irrelevant. Anyway, he's a little Mayan boy when the Spanish conquistadores show up. And of course, the Spanish conquistadores are... No way. Oh, no, wait, yeah, okay, I remember. No. So what happens is, okay. So, no, conquistadores haven't shown up yet. This kid is a little Mayan kid, and the Mayans are sick. I remember now. The Mayans are sick. They are sick with, sickness. Because the conquistadores haven't arrived yet. Oh, no, wait, no, they had. They did. They gave them all smallpox. Okay, so I'm sorry I don't... No, I'm not sorry. So the Mayans are sick with smallpox because the Spanish conquistadores arrived and gave them smallpox. So they find underwater a flower. Yes, they find the flower and they drink the flower, kind of like Black Panther. And so they all kind of get all weird and stuff, and they go underwater, and they become blue. And now they can't survive outside of the water, but they're strong. Now, Namor was not born yet, but his mother was pregnant with him. So she takes the flower drink, and Namor is born, but he's not blue. He is regular Latino color, and he has wings on his feet, and it looks just as stupid as it sounds. And Namor can somehow, for that reason, breathe both in the water and out of the water. So good for him. And his Mayan people think he's a god. I think they call him Tutulkan or something like that. So he comes out of the water and he sees that the conquistadors are basically, being mean to the Mayans, which is not, that's kind of the way it happened. And so he fights them all. And okay, here's the stupidest part of the movie. remember the Spanish lesson. He is fighting the Spanish conquistadores, and one of the Spanish conquistadores points at him and says, "That boy is unloved." I'm not. I wish I was kidding. That is what happens. One of the Spanish conquistadores goes like, "That boy is unloved," and so that's why his name is Namor, or Namor, because no amor. I wish I was joking. This is what happens in the movie. They say that boy is unloved, so the guy says in Spanish, no amor, and that's his name, Namor. And I'm like, oh wow, that is the worst. That is the worst. So, there you go. That's the origin of his name. The boy has no love, therefore Namor. Okay. So anyway, he goes. I mean, I don't even have to review the rest of the movie. That's really all you need to know, right? But anyway, he and his people go under the sea and make their city, which is weird because later on in the movie, when we're in the city, it looks like they built the city on ruins. So, but they never explain what those ruins are of, because if they built their super technologically vibranium advanced city under the sea, why is it in ruins? So, and if you tell me, well, it's because that's Atlantis, well, they never really explained that, right? Well, yeah, but Mao, that's because originally Namor was Atlantean, not Mayan. But yeah, we're Latinos, we get the leftovers. So anyway, so Namor tells Shuri this entire story. And Sabrina, hello beautiful, how are you? I am reviewing Wakanda Forever. I'm reviewing Wakanda Forever, and I just explained why Namor is named Namor, and I think Mao's head exploded. So, how are you, Sabrina? What have you been up to? I'll make another doodle while you tell us how your week has been. Let's take a pause in the review while we say hello to Sabrina. How are you? How was your weekend? How's your week? Tell us. Okay, here we go. Week is fine in the depths of packing. Well, that's exciting, though. Packing is exciting. Is it going well, the packing? I made the video review for the keypad. I made the video review for the keypad. So I'm making. So this is actually this image that I have right here is actually a still image of the video review. And so what I'm doing is I'm making images to go with the video, right? So these are all images that go, as I'm presenting the video. This is my favorite. So yeah, all these images like show up as I talk, and since the video is quite long, it's like 45 minutes. It is a ton of images that I have to make, and right now I am procrastinating. I'm procrastinating by doing a review of Wakanda Forever. Have you watched Wakanda Forever? Well, I would say I'm gonna spoil it, but the movie is already spoiled. Oh yeah, look at me animating. So after Namor explains to Shuri that his name means no love, he tells her that his plan is to kill the surface world, which is Saturday morning cartoon villain plan. Like this is like I thought we were over supervillains who's okay, I don't know. I mean, like the guy's plan is I want to kill everybody on the surface because of the experience we had with the Spanish conquistadores. So I'm gonna kill everybody on the surface. And so Shuri is like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna help you with that. And he's like, well, if you don't help me with that, I'm gonna kill everybody on the surface, and then I'm gonna come for Wakanda. And she's like, yeah, dude, still not gonna help you. So instead of just killing her then and there, he just sends her back. Right? No, they don't even, like, they just discovered this underwater superpower nation. They just discover it. But they've been there all along. Because that's what happens in the Marvel Universe. Just like Wakanda suddenly shows up. And it's like, yeah, we didn't help when any of the other stuff happened because I guess we didn't feel like it. Now that the underwater nation shows up, they never helped with anything because I guess they didn't feel like it. So he sends Shuri back, and at that point, in Wakanda, Queen Bee, she's like, well, I fired Okoye, so she calls another woman. And at that point, you're looking at this other woman who lives in Haiti, or in English, I believe you pronounce it Haiti? I don't remember how you guys pronounce it in English, but, Haiti, or Haiti. And, like, yeah, okay, you, woman in Haiti, or whatever, come help me. And at that moment, we're all watching the movie like, who is that? Like, why is the movie acting like we know who this is? And it turns out that in the first movie, for a little bit, there's some interaction with the woman that was T'Challa's girlfriend. And she was not very relevant in the first movie. So now in the second movie, you're watching her and going, who is that? And oh, no, it's T'Challa's girlfriend. And apparently she moved to Haiti. And now she lives there. And so Queen Bee, since she fired Okoye, she's like, hey, you're going to help me now. So she goes to rescue Shuri and Riri. And when she arrives to rescue Shuri and Riri is right at the moment where they put Shuri back with Riri. And so this woman, whose name I honestly can't remember, she shows up and she shoots one of the ocean people. And here's the thing. Okay, so remember that I said that early in the movie, Okoye, with a vibranium spear, like, murders all these ocean people, and they just get back up. They're invulnerable. Nothing happened. Okay, well, at this point of the movie, ex-girlfriend shows up with a gun that she has set to sonic blasting. Sonic, right? Sonic blasting. She shoots one of the ocean people with it, and they die. And it's like, wait, so vibranium spear does nothing, but sonic blast that would normally stun people. Because here's the thing. The movie insinuates that it's for stunning, because she says it was a sonic blast or whatever, but at that distance, it could be lethal, which implies that with enough distance, it should not be lethal. But these people, just a while earlier, were getting up after being run through with spears by Okoye. But a sonic blast from a little bit too close, and they're dead. So Shuri's like, oh my god, you killed her? Do you know what this means? This means war. And which, by the way, is like, okay, look, I'm not like, I don't run a country. I'm not a general in an army. But if I kidnap the princess of a nation, that is kind of like, isn't that already like a declaration of war? And if in rescuing that princess, one of the guards dies, isn't that, wouldn't you expect that? Like, isn't that something like, right? Like, oh, we kidnapped their princess, and in trying to rescue her, one of the guards got killed. That's not weird, right? Like, right? Like, isn't it like, so they escape and they go to Wakanda, and Namor arrives and he sees like the guard dead, and he's like, oh, how dare you? It's like, what do you mean, how dare you kidnap the princess? What did you, this isn't weird, but okay. So Shuri, ex-girlfriend, and Riri Williams escape back to Wakanda, and they are there, and so Namor is like, oh no, we must attack Wakanda. And so they arrive and they come out of the water. And here's the thing. At the beginning of the movie, when Namor goes into Wakanda, one of the Wakandans actually asks, how did he get in? Like, how did he get into Wakanda? And nobody answers him. And so it is implied that Wakanda has no barriers set in the water, which is really, really dumb. And it just goes back to the whole idea of, how have you people maintained this country throughout centuries when you have the most stupid election of monarchy? I mean, you still have monarchy. You have the most stupid way of electing a monarchy that I have ever seen. And this entire time, you don't have any defenses set up in your water. Like, you only expect to be attacked through land. Like, okay. So, yeah. The ocean people arrive underwater and attack Wakanda. And they use bombs They use water bombs. They never name them in the movie, but the bombs that the ocean people use are basically very hardcore water balloons. Again, I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm not. They use these throughout the movie, and they are basically like these little, water balloons, and they set them up, and they explode, but they explode into water. It's like they basically go and attack the supposedly most powerful nation, most technologically advanced nation on Earth, and they go and they destroy their main city with water balloons. That's basically what happens. So while this is happening, Shuri and ex-girlfriend get into a fighter jet or whatever and go out to fight, and Queen Bee stays with Riri Williams. And so as this is all happening, Namor finds the Queen Bee and throws a water balloon at her. And so the throne room floods up, and Queen Bee and Riri Williams basically drown. And so Shuri sees Namor, and she's like, "Oh no, what are you doing?" And Namor escapes, and Shuri shows up in the throne room, and they manage to undrown Riri Williams, but not the Queen. So the Queen dies. And we're supposed to feel sorry for her, but the truth is, the Queen was not a very nice person. So it's very difficult to feel sorry for this person that has basically been absolutely horrible to everybody in the movie so far. So at this point, Shuri is like, "Oh, I'm filled with rage and vengeance." So she goes, "Nope, we are going, our plan is that we are going to attack them." And so she has to figure out what Namor's weakness is. So she sits down with Riri Williams. And they go, "Okay, how? What is Namor's weakness?" And they go, "Okay, the other ocean people can't breathe outside of the water because they wear little water masks. But Namor can breathe out of the water and in the water. Therefore, what if we put him in a very dry place?" They have this technobabble name for it, but it's basically she decides that Namor is breathing through his skin, and that if they were to put him in a very dry place, he would be weakened, because she seems to have concluded that he is stronger when he's in the water. Which, by the way, at no point in the movie is it at no point in the movie is there anything that would ever make you think that Namor is weaker when he's not in the water. But that's Shuri's conclusion. And so she goes, "Okay, oh, can we make our ship be very dry inside?" They use a technobabble name for it, but that's basically it. Can we make our ship very dry inside? And so the AI that they have, because they have an AI like Jarvis, but their AI is named Griot or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, certainly we can." Okay, so so I'm gonna be the Black Panther now, and Riri, you're gonna build an Iron Man suit. And so they do. Riri gets to work and builds an Iron Man suit. And by the way, they have this is a couple of days that pass. So Riri builds an Iron Man suit, and I kid you not, Shuri 3D prints the Black Panther flower. That the flower that T'Challa uses to become the Black Panther. She 3D prints it. And so she 3D prints the the flower, the whatever. and she lays down and takes the drink, and like they're printing the flower, and Riri goes like, oh hey, how do we know if this is gonna work? And she goes, oh, if the flower glows, that means that it works. And so the 3D printer finishes printing the flower and it glows. And like, oh, it works. Okay. So she gets the stuff from the genetic code from the 3D printer. And apparently T'Challa's genetics, because I don't know, because movie. So she takes the drink and goes to meet with her ancestors, but none of the ancestors are there. Only Killmonger is the ancestor that she meets when she takes the flower. And so he tells her like, okay, this is your test. I know you were expecting to meet T'Challa or your mother or something, but yeah, you got me. So are you gonna, and he says like, are you gonna be noble like your brother, or are you gonna get shit done like me? And she never answers, but clearly she's gonna get shit done like Killmonger, because she comes out of it like, oh, I'm so filled with rage and vengeance and stuff like that. So she puts on the Black Panther suit and looks ridiculous, because we are talking about a tiny woman. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a tiny, really thin person, except anybody who is tiny and spaghetti thin knows that if you wear a helmet, you look like a bobblehead. Look, even big people kinda look like bobbleheads when they wear helmets. But Shuri puts on the Black Panther suit, which, by the way, she was already small and thin to begin with. She puts on a black suit. Well, black is kind of thinning. So she puts on the Black Panther suit and she looks just like a stick figure. And then she puts on the Black Panther helmet and it's a bobblehead. It's a Black Panther bobblehead. So she basically goes, okay, we are going to go and murder all these ocean people. And so she goes to the guy from the first movie, the leader of the Jabari, which is like the people from Wakanda that are like all warrior-like this big burly dude with a beard. And so she goes to him. And at that point, he's like, hey, I promised your brother that I would take care of you, so you really shouldn't murder Namor, because if you murder Namor, we're gonna be at war with these people forever, and so maybe you shouldn't do that. And she's like, no, I want revenge, and you're gonna do it for me. And so they do. They take a submarine and they go fight the ocean people. And so the final battle is on a submarine, all the Wakandans fighting the ocean people. And now they seem to be even. But the ocean people are clearly winning. And so Shuri tricks Namor to go into her ship, and she sets the ship to dry. I don't know. Maybe she turned on the air conditioning. I've heard that air conditioning makes the air dry. She does something, and the air inside the ship gets very dry. And so Namor is now less powerful. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any kind of visible change to Namor, except that he gets kind of pissed off and starts trashing the inside of the ship. So Shuri goes, artificial intelligence, whose name I can't recall right now, take me to the desert. And so the ship crashes in the desert. And apparently Namor is weak in the desert because it's dry. So Shuri fights him there. And they fight and they fight and they fight. And Shuri seems to be winning until Namor takes his vibranium spear. Which, by the way, the entire movie, it's like they're mentioning it like, oh no, Namor has a spear of pure vibranium. It's like, why is that weird to you? Didn't you guys like build your entire nation with vibranium? Like, why is the fact that Namor has a spear of vibranium weird to you? Like, this should not be weird. But anyway, they're fighting, and at one point Namor takes the spear and basically runs. Yes, exactly, Mo. Don't they all have vibranium spears? But so he runs Shuri right through the middle with the spear and impales her on a stone. And then starts shuffling away. And he's like literally saying like, I need water. I need water. I need water. It's like, this is odd. Like, this is, where did this weakness come from? Okay. Oh, and by the way, Riri Williams did actually make the Iron Man suit, but now it's Ironheart, and she's been fighting around, like flying around as Ironheart, fighting like that. So it's totally irrelevant. You can remove her from the movie, but it's a thing that happens. Anyway, at that point, Shuri finally gets a visit from her ancestor, her mother, which is now nice. She's been like super mean the entire movie, but now she's nice. And she goes, show Namor who you truly are. And she just pulls the spear out of herself, which I guess is not weird because she does have Black Panther powers now. 3D printed Black Panther powers, but Black Panther powers nonetheless. And so she goes and she knocks Namor down and puts the spear against his head and says, if you yield, we will help defend your nation. And so Namor goes, oh, okay. And she doesn't put him back in the water. They actually get back onto her ship, but he's okay now. I don't know if he, maybe she gave him a glass of water. Maybe she's very moist and he's getting the water from her. I don't know. It's not a problem anymore. He gets on the ship, and yes, net class, this weekend is finals at the university, so I have to go yesterday and I have to go on Friday, so I'm streaming today and tomorrow instead of that. And I've actually done very little drawing today because I was reviewing Wakanda Forever. I'm almost done, actually. How was your week? So yeah, anyway, Namor doesn't seem to have a problem with not being in the water anymore because he just gets on the ship and they fly the ship back to where the Wakandans, they're like down to like the last 6 or 7 Wakandans. Oddly, only the main characters, all the others died. And so Namor shows up with Shuri and he's like, well, you know, water's not a problem anymore, but hey, stop the fight. It's all good now. And so Shuri and the Wakandans go back to Wakanda. Namor and the ocean people go back to the ocean place. And so in Wakanda, they're doing like the coronation without Shuri. Because Shuri went to Haiti to talk to T'Challa's ex-girlfriend. And in the meantime, Namor goes down to the ocean people. And one of the ocean people goes like, hey, Namor, why did you surrender to the Wakandans? What up with that? Like that's weak, dude. And Namor goes like, Wakanda is the most powerful nation on earth, and now they're our allies. Like, this is good for us. And she's like, oh, okay. That's that. And in the meantime, Shuri goes to Haiti, where T'Challa's ex-girlfriend is, and she introduces her to some little kid with a French name. And here's the thing. So, I'm not kidding. This is how it happens. So, Shuri is there, and she's burning T'Challa's clothes. Finally ending her mourning period. Like, you know, closing the, you know, okay, I'm done with the mourning. So she's burning the clothes. An ex-girlfriend shows up with a little kid. And she's like, oh, okay, here's this little kid. He's some French name. And so Shuri's like, oh, did T'Challa know? And ex-girlfriend is like, yeah, you know, he actually was the one that said that we should live here in Haiti so that, you know, nobody knew about him. Oh, okay. And so Shuri's like, okay, did my mother know? And ex-girlfriend is like, yeah, she actually visited him several times. And thank you, Pew. Yeah, she actually came here and visited him several times. And Shuri's like, oh, okay. So at this point, we are all clear that this little kid is T'Challa's son, right? We all know this. So Shuri turns to the kid and goes like, "Oh, so your name is whatever, something in French. That's a very pretty name. It means whatever." And the kid is, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." um, but that is like, but that is the name I use here because, you know, I have to keep my real name secret. And so Shuri is like, oh, and what's your real name? And the kid basically says, my name is T'Challa Jr. But I mean, he doesn't say T'Challa Jr. He says like, my name is like Prince T'Challa II or something like that. But he basically goes, yeah, I'm T'Challa Jr. And Shuri is surprised. Like he said, like, my name is T'Challa Jr. And she's like, and that's where the movie ends. The movie ends there. Like, and I'm like, wait, Shuri, you didn't know? Like, we all knew. Like wait, so when you said that T'Challa knew, what did you think he knew? That his what did you think was happening? That his ex-girlfriend had a kid with somebody else? So yeah, she's like, oh yeah, T'Challa knew, and your mother knew. And then at the end, like, oh, my name is T'Challa Jr. And Shuri's like, oh, is it, what? And that's where the movie ends. The movie ends right there. And that is Wakanda forever. Seriously, the movie is beyond dumb. It is so incredibly bad. And to me, the worst part of the movie is when Namor... By the way, Sabrina, you missed this part. But I'm going to do it again just for you in that class. So originally in the Marvel Universe, Namor, or Namor, I don't know how you guys pronounce it in English, the Mariner, is the son of an Atlantean and a human. In the movie, they make him Mayan, right? They make him Latino. And he explains that his name is because when he was a kid, a Spanish conquistador said, that boy is unloved. And in Spanish, no love is said no amor. So, Namor. That's why his name is Namor. Yep, that's all you need to know about that movie. It saddens me that people that watch this movie and don't speak Spanish will probably not be aware of how incredibly stupid that is. Like, it's like, so if the boy was loved, would his name be Seymour? Like is that like if the boy was loved, would his name be Seymour? So yeah, that's okay, let's continue here. So, what's everybody up to today? Spent my day messing around with a cry cut to see if it's worth making my own stickers. It's not. We make our own. Oh, but it depends on the quantity, because we have a cry cut here, and it's great for making stickers. But I suppose after a certain quantity, it wouldn't be that good. $4.18, Mo. Okay. So, oh, well, because we have a cry cut here, Nat class, and it works really well. Like maybe the machine wasn't well calibrated, because like our cry cut works really, really well. I can definitely see it not being the best option if you want to print a lot of stickers, right? But for a few, it's great. But if you have to print a lot, like for selling, I wouldn't choose that. I'd probably do that at a printing place. What? Yeah. What do you use my stickers for? No, I don't make like we've made a few stickers for like like a couple of events that Pew has done. Okay, so here's what my students do in that class. Wait, and Sabrina, I'm designing some demons today, but I only get to use black and gray, no gradients. Just flat black and flat gray. It's a fun challenge. Oh yeah, high contrast. Nice, interesting. Ooh, Night Cow, you're ordering a 3D printer? That's awesome. I've been working a new job that has to do with 3D printing, but I'll tell you guys about that in a second. First, I'm going to tell Nat class this. Okay, so Nat class. My students make a lot of stickers. As a matter of fact, here, wait. Okay, wait, here's some stickers that a student gave me this semester. Here's a jaguar. There's a jaguar. And here are a couple of, I think these are otters. And here is a bunny. And here is an animal that is called a danta. And here is nutria. Anyway, okay, so the way they do it is, so basically what you do is you can buy a sheet of printable adhesive paper, right? So you buy a sheet of printable adhesive paper, which is what, you know, you print stickers on, but you just buy the sheet, you know, like the big sheet, and you just send that to print. And so what the students do is they just, you know, place as many of those as they can on the sheet. They print that, and then they just cut it by hand, and that's it. They just do that. So So yes, if you're gonna do if you're gonna do thousands, that's probably not the way you want to do it. But if you're gonna do like just one large sheet of it, it's just a couple of hours. You put like, I don't know, some movie or a series or something, and you sit down and you got that cut in a couple of hours. Okay, it's not waterproof, but what you can do is you can ask the printer if they have maybe they have a matte finish for it, or or a plastic finish. Like they can do like a finish on the paper, which will not make it 100% waterproof, but it will definitely make it more resistant. And you can just ask them to give it a matte finish if the printer offers that. A lot of them, most of them do. So you just ask them for a matte finish. And oh, you're the printer. Oh, okay. Then they're not waterproof. That's it. But wait. Is your printer an inkjet or a laser printer? No. Yeah. Inkjet's print quality is really nice, but that is no. I would not suggest printing them on inkjet, because inkjet inks are very like you just touch them with a moist finger and they're gonna smudge. So you're gonna be selling stickers that are just not gonna be like, it's one thing that they're not waterproof, and the other thing is that inkjet, like just anything will like smudge up an inkjet. It's really beautiful colors, but you're not gonna get like even a little bit of resistance. While if you just go to a printing place and print the sheet there, they print it in a laser printer. The laser print is actually waterproof. Like the paper itself is not waterproof, but the laser print will not smudge with water. So I would suggest taking the sheet and going to a place where you can print in a laser printer and printing them in the laser printer. Like I said, the paper itself is not waterproof, but at least the ink will be, and it won't smudge with anything that's wet. And then you just take that sheet home and you cut it up. Because if you print it on inkjet, like just, I mean, whatever is gonna make those is gonna make it smudge. Okay. So, okay. So I was gonna tell you guys about a new job I'm working on. So I normally don't talk a lot about the clients I work with, with you guys, because you know, NDAs and all that kind of stuff. But this particular new client that I have has been very, very, very okay. They've been like an ideal client in the sense that like as soon as they're like, okay, we're gonna work with you. Like they were announcing it on Twitter. Like they were announcing it on Twitter right away. Like, hey, we're happy to announce that we're gonna be working with O Abnormal. And I send them sketches, and they immediately show them like on social media. Like, hey, look, here's a sneak peek at what we're doing. So I'm working with this company called um, Eldritch Works, but with E instead of O. Wait, let me just show it to you guys. So I'm working with this company called Eldritch Works, and what I'm doing is that they're making this encounter pack, right? And so I was reminded because Nightcal was talking about buying a 3D printer, and so these they are putting out this package of well, you can see it right there, 8K resolution resin miniatures, ready to paint out of the box, and some battle maps and some adventure sets, and stuff like that. So it's been very, very interesting. I started with, and they've like been showing what I've been doing with them. You can see right here. So they've been posting, like, this is an image I made with them, like a design, right? And they also posted this one. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and it's so cool to have like a client that's basically, you know, showing everything that you do for them and stuff like that. Like not keeping it a secret, just kind of. Oh well, I figured I might as well. Okay, wait. Mirror's Edge. Okay, I figured I might as well, like, I'm gonna finish those sketches, right? So figured might as well just go for a little bit of polish on them, and later on just finish on top of that, right? So okay, Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge. I'm gonna do an illustration of Mirror's Edge. Yeah, I don't really know anything about 3D printers, but when they talk about having like an 8K 3D printer, I assume that's a big deal, because they wouldn't mention it if it wasn't, right? Although I don't know. I don't really know much about 3D printers. Is there a way to post videos to Discord without uploading them to YouTube? I know you mentioned sending them through WhatsApp, but I don't have that, nor someone to send it to. You can post a video to Discord as long as it's less than, is it 6 or 8 megabytes? So So, okay, hey. But you can basically use the same thing as uploading it to YouTube, but not to YouTube. So, for example, you could upload it as a reel to Instagram and link it in Discord, like, link that in Discord. Or you could just upload it to any website that, where you have hosting and link it from there. Or you can upload them to YouTube, make them private, and no, but wait, I don't know if the link is gonna work if you make it private. Like, I don't know if that link would work if it's a private video. But basically, the other thing you can do is upload them to Instagram or to Facebook. And the thing is, Instagram and Facebook is going to compress them. And then you download them from Instagram or Facebook. Because when you upload a video to Instagram, you can download your own videos on Instagram. So if you upload a reel to Instagram, you can download it and then delete it from Instagram, and now you have a compressed version of the video. Now, unless you have a compression software where you can compress the video. Now, if you need a free compression software and you don't have Adobe Encoder, because if you pay for Adobe, I don't know if you do, but if you pay for Adobe, you have Adobe Encoder, which is great for that, right? But if you don't have Adobe, then you can download okay, so because there's a free one called Handbrake, which is actually really good, but if you don't know how to do it in Encoder, then you're not gonna know how to do it in Handbrake either. So here's what you do: upload it to Instagram or Facebook, and then download that video, and then delete it from Instagram or Facebook. That video will be compressed. Now, of course, depending on how long the video is, it still might be bigger than 8 megabytes, because if the video is very, very long, you're not going to compress it to that. But if we're talking about a few seconds, it'll be fine. Look, if you guys see some porn on my Instagram, just ignore it. For the record, I do love Mirror's Edge, but I think this would be Mirror's Edge with a dose of realism. Okay, Nightkill. Have a great evening. And I'll see you. By the way, I'm not streaming on Friday. This week I'm streaming on Thursday. Is tomorrow art challenge or just... Oh, wow, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, we should do an art challenge. I don't know, are you guys up for it? Are you guys up for art challenge? Okay, I'll think of something. Or does anybody have any ideas? That is some spicy mango. Maybe... Okay. And... So the reason Mirror's Edge is in this is because... Is the only video game I've played with the keypad is Mirror's Edge. Ooh, do tell me, that class. Actually, really? Oh, nice. Well, then I hope he well, I hope he loves it when, you know, because I'm now gonna start adding visual elements to it. A location challenge. Draw something from the ocean or Mars or swamp. Okay, let's see. Mirror's Edge. You know what? There we go. Environment-based chat. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for environment. How about Okay, how about... I'm gonna write it out to help myself. Okay, so how about if the challenge is called the Titan? And so it is a scenery challenge. And so what we have is it's an ancient, dead or not, Titan that has now become scenery. How's that? It's a concept we've seen done many times, but I always love it whenever I see it. So, you know, something really, really big. Like something really, really big, like a poodle. Mo, check out the challenge for tomorrow. It's right there. Is that inspired by a certain movie ending you just told us about? Funny you should mention that, Mal, because when I wrote down the challenge, I realized that. Like it didn't, I mean, maybe it was in my subconscious or something like that. But when I ended writing this, I thought, oh, right. Like like the Celestial at the end of the Eternals. But no, at that moment, I was actually thinking more of God of War. And I was thinking of the beginning. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Went away. Okay. I was thinking of the beginning of God of War. Oh shit, God of War 4, which is what is the name of God of War 4? No. Yeah, God of War 4. It's the last one on PlayStation 3. God of War. There's actually just on main consoles, there's God of War 1, God of War 2, 3, God of War, is it Resurrection? No, God of War something with R. On PlayStation, okay. On PlayStation 2, there's God of War 1 and 2. On PlayStation 3, there's God of War 3 and 4. No, that's not Ragnarok. It's God of War. It's not Resurrection. It's wait, okay. God of War 4 is God of War. No, God of War 4. Come on. God of War 4. PS3. Come on. It's God of War. Oh, okay. Ascension. Why was I with an R? Huh. Okay, God of War Ascension is God of War 4. So on PlayStation 2, you got God of War 1 and 2. On PlayStation 3, you got God of War 3 and Ascension. Ascension is a prequel. On PSP, you got God of War Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. And then on PlayStation 4, you got God of War and God of War Ragnarok. And that's not even counting like the other handheld God of Wars. But the mainline God of Wars, there's 6. 1, 2, 3 Ascension, then God of War, and God of War Ragnarok. So there's 6 mainline God of Wars. And the thing is, people didn't like God of War Ascension very much, but it was mostly because it was more of the same. But if you are into God of War, wait, I'm gonna post this on the art challenge. For Thursday, May 25. If you are into like the original styles of God of War, you know, 1, 2, and 3, God of War Ascension is excellent. It's great. Okay. Wait, I already did Mirror's Edge. Okay, so here's Mirror's Edge. So now we got to go with hyper mode. Okay. I just finished Tunic this last weekend. I didn't know why I hadn't picked it up sooner. It was pretty good. Not excellent, but good. I have not finished Tunic. I'm almost done with it. But I don't know what you think, Sabrina, if like maybe you can do a little bit of a review of it, because I played Tunic. Let's see, the last boss I fought in Tunic was... yes. I got to the part of the game where you become a ghost. And so you go to the cemetery and you're in the cemetery, and I got to the boss of the cemetery, and that's as far as I've played. I haven't finished like I'm up to that part, and I know I'm close to the end, but I haven't continued from there. Not because I haven't liked it, but simply because I haven't continued it. Remember to save your files. I'm torn. I really love elements of it, but the lack of a helping hand kind of bugs me. I know they give you the book pages, but it made me do so much backtracking. The book idea in Tunic is cute, but I think it gets old very, very fast. Like at a certain point with the book. Okay, so for those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about, so Tunic is this very, very cute game where you play. It's kind of like a mix of. It's kind of like if Zelda and Dark Souls had a very cute baby. Well, Death's Door is kind of like a so it's kind of like if Zelda and Dark Souls had a very cute baby that is a fox. That sounds like I'm doing furry porn, which I'm not. But that is what the game is like. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's very pretty. Like it's very, very pretty. But the problem that I have with it is that I think it gets very monotonous. I think it gets very, very monotonous. And so what what Sabrina's talking about with the book is that the game gives you no instructions, right? The game gives you no instructions, and instead, throughout the game, you find pages of the game's instruction booklet. And it's like an old school instruction booklet. Now, that I love. I love that idea. I love the idea that you find the instruction booklet for the game as you play. But I think that they added another layer to it that was a little bit too much, because the idea of you discovering the game booklet like filled me with awesome nostalgia, because like, hey, there's even an image here. Wait, I'll show you. I love old instruction booklets. Hey, that worked perfectly. In the video, I talk about how I think it's sad that games don't come with booklets anymore. Which, by the way, this image of Samus Aran in the Metroid instruction booklet is probably the reason I got into drawing in the first place. 1989, I saw this booklet for the first time, saw this image in the booklet, and I thought it was the coolest image I had ever seen. And I wanted to draw it. And so I decided that I was going to draw that image. And that's how I got, like, I mean, I had already been drawing since way before that, but this was the image that kind of got me into drawing images for games and stuff like that. Yeah. So there are things before this, and ooh, that would actually make a great video. Great, let me write that idea down. That's a great YouTube video idea. Wait. Okay. The images that inspired you to get into art. The images, games, stuff like that. That's gonna be a nice nostalgic video, because I can talk about Metroid and I can talk about an old computer game that I played in the 80s that was called Below the Root. Anyway, so in the game, you discover like the pages of the instruction booklet, right? And that I think is awesome, because you start, the booklet is charming, it's nice, and it's pretty, and it's nostalgic, and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool to discover the pages of the booklet. Now, what is the problem with that for me? The problem with that for me is that they added another layer to it, which I think was too much. And that extra layer they added to it is that the game has its own language. And the game, the booklet, parts of it are in English and parts of it are in the game's language. And there's no explanation as to why the booklet has parts in English and parts in the other language. Like, there's no explanation in the game, which is weird, right? It's weird. Like, why are parts of the booklet in the other language? And so I think that was a layer too much, right? Like the booklet could have either, like, okay, you could have gone, for example, that trick I think was done way, way, way better by Hyperlight Drifter, right? I think that trick was done way, way, way better by Hyperlight Drifter. Hyperlight Drifter applies the same trick of having its own language, but the visual design of Hyperlight Drifter is so here's kind of where you can tell that I'm a graphic designer, right? Because as much as I deny my graphic design sensibilities, at the end of the day, I'm still a graphic designer. So Hyperlight Drifter has its own language that the game never translates for you. But the graphic design of Hyperlight Drifter is made in such a way that you don't need to know the language to understand what's going on. All you got to do is look at the iconography, use context, and you can pretty much deduce what the game is trying to tell you. So in that sense, Hyperlight Drifter is brilliant because it's a game with its own secret language that it never ever explains to you, that it never translates for you, but you don't need to learn it. You can pretty much understand everything in the game because it's designed that way. It's meant for you to understand it even if you don't speak the language. Tunic, on the other hand, has all these elements in its own language, and it has elements in English. Hyperlight Drifter does not deviate from its compromise with this secret language that it made. There is no English in that game. You go into that game, the entire game is in that secret language, and nothing in the game is in English. And it's a commitment, but it's a commitment to graphic design, right? It's a commitment to making sure that all the designs of the game are perfectly readable and all that kind of stuff without knowing the language. Tunic, on the other hand, doesn't have that. It has elements in its own private little language that really feel like you need to understand what they are, but the game does not translate them for you, and you cannot understand what's in them. And the game has English mixed in with the other language for no reason, right? There's no in-game explanation. So you don't need to understand the secret language because I'm close to the end of the game, so you can get through the game without understanding the secret language. But you do kind of need to understand the secret language of the game, because if you don't understand the secret language of the game, if you don't understand everything that's in there, there's no way for you to find all the stuff in the game so that you can get the good ending. So in order to get the good ending, you inevitably have to go online. So let's go with hyper mode. Do it. Okay, and there we go. That should be good enough. Well, you already said you played Death's Door. and you've played Hades, and you've played Bastion. Uh, um, but wait. Do you want them aesthetically to be? Because the thing about Tunic is that Tunic is really pretty. Not that those other games are not pretty, but the aesthetics in Tunic are very unique. It's kind of like this soft, low poly, um, that like it's got a very, very, very unique aesthetic to it. Do you need these games to have that aesthetic, or are you good as long as it's isometric hack and slash? Because that's the thing, like Death's Door and Tunic, they're not too similar, but they are like very cleanly designed, aesthetically isometric games. Do you need that? Okay, as long as it's good or feels similar. Okay, so I can't recommend Ascent, because Ascent, while it is a lot of fun and very pretty, it's I think it has more similarities to like Diablo than it does to Tunic. It is very good though if you're looking for a cyberpunk style game. What other ones are there? Wait. Let's see. Says here. Okay, wait. Have you played? Oh, Hob. Have you played Hob? Have you played? Hob is really, really awesome. I love Hob. Hob was so good. I highly recommend Hob. Yeah, that's the spelling. Hob. Hob is yet another game that doesn't have like a lot of explanation. So Hob does not really explain itself very much to you. You kind of have to figure it out a lot. It's very, very, very like characters don't talk in Hob. It's cute. The gameplay is really nice. It's got a little bit of Metroidvania sprinkled in. It's very pretty, and here's a part that you might like a lot. It's not enormous. Kind of like Tunic. That it has that in common with Tunic. Like Tunic, you can if you're gonna spend all weekend playing a game, you'll finish Tunic, right? Hob is kind of like that. Hob is a game that you can finish in like like a gaming weekend. Oh, this is a weekend I'm gonna spend gaming. Hob is a game that you can finish in a weekend. So, and I know a lot of people, me included, appreciate that. Right? A game that's not gonna be like okay, I guess this game is my life now. No, we're busy. We have stuff to do. So, and it's by the makers of Torchlight, which I believe is Runic Games. Hob is awesome, and I love the character in Hob. I did see it. It looks interesting. It looks very janky though. But I did see it. I saw like a preview of it. Oh, well, that's great. It does look very, very interesting. You're not really supposed to do this in graphic design, but who cares? Like, this is like one of the first rules of typography that you learn. You're not really supposed to deform fonts this way, but who cares? And if we're gonna do that, we might as well just skew it. Which you're not supposed to do either. My colleagues at the university would be embarrassed to say they know me. So graphic design. But yeah, you know, one of the first rules of fonts is you can't do that to a font. But you know what? Fuck the police. Yeah. This video is gonna take forever to edit, but I am having so much fun with the doodles. Like, just I love the little, you know, the doodles. They are so much fun. Like, this is the part of the video where I say that I've worked in movies. This is a part of the video where I kind of get confused. This is a part of the video where I accidentally stopped recording. This is where I say spacebar. This is where I mentioned that the name of the keypad is Tartarus, and this is an image of Greek Tartarus. This is where I say I'm a gamer. This is where I say there's a cat hair in the keypad. This is where I talk about the video where I saw the keypad for the first time. And this is the image of the keypad in that video. Then this is the thumbnail of that video. This is still one of my favorite images in the whole thing, where I talk about Final Fantasy. Then I talk about Chocobo Racing. I love these. These are when I talk about that like, you know, that I'm into productivity. And this is when I talk about gadgets. Here's the Nostromo. Here's where I say that I'm, gadget review. I saw a video reviewing the keypads, and the guy was like really, really, really into the key feel. And he would spend like minutes with the keypad in his hand, like pressing the key on the microphone and going like, see how that feels? See how that feels? It was kind of creepy. Here's the Amazon price. Here's where I say that every day I'm using the keypad. Here where I talk about that Adam Duff reviews the tour box. Kind of don't want to promote Adam Duff since he's into AI now, but what are you gonna do? Here's the parts of the Tartarus. The Nostromo only has blue keys. I wonder if anybody's gonna get this one, where I talk about the Azeron keypad and that it looks so futuristic. Wonder if anybody's gonna get this one. This is where I talk about the keypad that Mao has, that only has keys. So, no. Here's where I talk about unboxing videos. Here's where I have to remove the green screen. Here's where I talk about booklets. Showed you that. I say that the box is just a box. Here's where I talk about that the program is not bloated, so I bloat the program. Whatever. Hot singles in your area. RGB lighting. I'm an old gamer. Then I discuss, yes, it was an image to the reference to the Power Glove. It's so bad. So then I discuss if this is pronounced Asus or Asus. So then I wonder if there's one app that can control everything, all the lights on my computer. Then I say that there's probably no such app. Then I mention RGB lights. I say that I did my homework. Learning a new keyboard. Asking the impossible. I don't know. It just felt. It was what was in my heart. I don't know. It's just what was in there. I think my heart was naked at the time. So, yeah, look at Luke's boot. Look at Luke's booty. Luke's got the booty. I've been doing, the art challenge for I've been doing the whole art, the whole face challenge. I've been doing it for 25 days, drawing attractive women so I could give Luke that butt. That's what it all came down to. Giving Luke that butt. We can even make it tighter. Like, what if we just kind of taut it in, just really bring in that butt. Really tighten that butt. He's squeezing that butt. Then I talk about a tangled keyboard, but I think I like this option better because I can animate it. You know, the... Then I talk about feeling the keyboard. Then Mirror's Edge. I love this one. Just, you know, just... Oh, wait, I'm missing... This should be... Hyper mode. And next. So like I've explained before, the thing is that since the review is so long, this review is like 45 minutes, I started writing out everything I needed for the video, and I ended up with 8 pages of doodles. Like I have 8 pages here, and right there where I am, that is wait, 1, 3, okay. We are this is half. This is half of the doodles that I need to make for the video. So we still have another 4 pages to doodle out. But I think this will be a nice touch for the videos that might make them stand out a little bit. And it's also an incentive. It's also an incentive for future videos to not be that long, right? Like, you know, maybe, you know, if the video was just 20 minutes, I'd be done by now. So that's definitely an incentive to be more concise, you know? Especially with the video I'm gonna make at the end of the face challenge. And the other ideas I have for videos here, like, how is it different to make art for video games and to make art for tabletop role-playing games? I love that. Let's increase the opacity. Look at that. Oh yeah, that is sexy. That is some sexy-o. Well, it is 6 p.m. Oh my god, it's hot. It's 6 p.m. I did not have a productive afternoon. I think the most work I did this afternoon was reviewing. How long did I take to review Wakanda Forever? That easily took like an hour and a half, didn't it? I did like an hour and a half review of Wakanda Forever. By the way, if anybody needs like the conclusion of that is do not watch it. By the way, we also started watching, because the whole reason we were watching Wakanda Forever, which by the way did feel like homework. Watching that movie felt like homework. But the reason we were watching Wakanda Forever was so that we could watch Quantumania. So first of all, not necessary. You do not need to watch Wakanda Forever. Nothing happened in that movie that you can't, that you need to watch other Marvel movies. All you need to know is that Riri Williams is the replacement for Iron Man, and that now Shuri is the Black Panther, and that she looks like a bobblehead. And the end. That's all you need to know. Oh, and now there's a guy who's Namor, and I doubt we're gonna see more of him. Or who knows? Who knows? And we started watching Quantumania, but because of our schedules, we have to watch these things like in sessions. So we watched like 15 or 20 minutes of Quantumania, and it's not off to a great start because it's using that movie cliche of So the whole movie, well, like, I can't review Quantumania, I haven't finished it, but I can review the first 10 minutes of Quantumania, and it's shit, I forgot the name of Ant-Man's name. Okay. Ant-Man's daughter is experimenting with the quantum realm And Michelle Pfeiffer gets angry because they are experimenting with the quantum realm and she told them not to. And so the whole like first part of the movie is the movie cliche of, I'm not gonna tell you stuff, but I want you to act as if you knew what I haven't told you. Because the whole first part of the movie is Michelle Pfeiffer saying, I can't tell you about the quantum realm, but why are you interested in the quantum realm? It's so, it's like, just tell them. Just tell why. 90% of problems in the movies could be solved if people just told each other the things that they have to tell each other, right? So the first 15, like the first part of Quantum Mania is Michelle Pfeiffer saying, I'm not going to tell you something, but I'm going to demand that you act as if you knew what I'm not telling you. So, there you go. My review of the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 of Quantum Mania. There you go. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. Actually, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow with an art challenge. And tomorrow's art challenge is the Titan. We have to produce an image of a long dead ancient Titan. It can also be not dead. And now it has become scenery. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Until then, you have been watching the Ministry of Abnormality YouTube live broadcast. I've been your host, Abnormal. My face is very, very itchy because it's very, very hot. I hope you will all join me tomorrow, and I'm very happy that you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed my review of Wakanda Forever, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to say. I think this is what we should finish on, just that. So see you tomorrow for more of this. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think there's a better finish possible. Like, what could I... Okay, full honesty, who's kissing the screen right now? Right? Anybody kissing the screen right now at this moment? You can be honest. You can be honest. I know you want to. No, you don't. Mwah. 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 Mwah.